Here you have Fdny out of 25 doing a demonstration of an auto extrication for Fdny Fire Prevention Week 2016. And they're going to chop up this car.
Okay, folks, welcome aboard on your lunch break here. It's Fire Prevention Week in the United States. We're kicking it off here today with the school kids and the adult crowd here coming out for lunch. What we're showing you right now, Fdny at its best. 25 truck, it's located up in the Upper West Side. They're going to do a demonstration for you. Motor vehicle collisions. It happens all the time in the 5 boroughs of New York. A matter of fact, it's happening multiple times right now while we're giving you this live demonstration with 25 trucks. Sometimes it's just a driver inside the car, sometimes it's a carload of occupants. On impact, a lot of pinch points happen inside the car and the people are not able to get out of the car on their own, forcing the fire department not only to respond, but to perform a rescue. The fire department, along with its rescue companies, squad engine companies, and truck companies in the 5 boroughs, over the years have come a long way with rescue tools. The tool you're watching right now is a pneumatic tool run by hydraulic fluid. It's known to everybody in TV land as the jaws of life. Right now, what would be happening if this was a real fall, the occupant and occupants of that car would be checked out to see exactly what type of injuries they have. They'd be covered with a blanket. EMS company would be there to work on them, stop their hemorrhage, control, and to apply a cervical collar. Then the truck company goes to work. They stabilize the vehicle and they use their pneumatic tools to gain entry into the car. Right now, at the A-post of the vehicle, they've used the jaws of life to open up the door at the hinge points, exposing everything. Not only do they use pneumatic tools, they also use basic tools known as the irons, flathead axe, and a halogen bar. As you see now, the door has been completely removed from the auto. They're going to put that door behind the scenes so it doesn't become a trip hazard for everybody else working. Now they're going to also gain further access into the auto, taking off the rear passenger door on the driver's side. They're using an O-cutter right now, which is part of the pneumatic tools known as the jaws. That tool has multiple purposes. Right now, what they're doing with it is that steel is cutting literally the hinge points of the back door. Now let's face it, when you think about it, a car, anytime, not only is occupied by the driver, but think of the people who have kids in the back seat, hopefully in car seats. The fire department needs to gain entry into that area of the car. Now cars don't just get pinned up and jammed up from another car. Sometimes cars leave the roadway and wind up down in a ditch. When that happens, the car is subject to hit trees and all kinds of things. This too can cause problems where entry can't be made into the car. Again, the truck company needs to use these tools they're showing you right now to gain access. Again, the victims need to get out of that car under an hour from impact. They need to be on a trauma facility in our city, possibly just trying to go to surgery within 60 minutes. So the truck company working together as a team makes all the difference in the world to expedite the extraction of those occupants. There is absolutely no talking by the truck company. Every player knows what they have to do. The officer oversees the operation and adds points if need be at times. While the people are pinned in the car, EMS would be inside the auto providing any type of life care that's needed, as well as constantly monitoring the vital signs to see what's happening with the patients. The tools in which the truck company are using are heavy. That's why most every firehouse in the city has a gym in it. You're constantly forced to use your strength on this job. Right now they're using the spreaders. They did what they needed to do with the O-cutters, and now they're using the jaws. Thousands and thousands of PSI, pounds per square inch, is being applied to that car and can literally shred it. Now the back door is literally being removed from the auto, from all its hinge points. That's making now rear access of that car that much easier for the EMS companies to go in and provide that crucial pre-hospital care for those victims of trauma. This is a nice dry service. These jobs happen in snow, heavy rains. Sometimes the car becomes wedged into a tight pillar situation, a tree, as I mentioned before, or sometimes partially submerged in a body of water. Entry is always done quickly. This can be done in knee-deep water if need be. Anything to open the auto up to extract the occupants. Now that both doors are open, I think we're going to remove the roof of the auto and turn this Volkswagen Jetta into an instant convertible. Sometimes that has to be done because it's the only way to get into the auto. They're making a cut now with the O-ring again. That's called the A-post of the windshield. Now think about it. Volkswagen made this car as a hardtop over in Germany. We're going to turn it into an instant convertible. The reason why? Gaining crucial access to the interior of this auto to extract the occupants of the car. Time is the biggest factor in any of these calls. That's why training takes place all the time back at the firehouse. Not just in auto extrication, but in all the call types that a truck company or an engine company would perform in the city. The fire department prides itself at its academy with the constant ongoing educational refreshers in all aspects of fire suppression and EMS pre-hospital care, and auto extrication, and high-angle rescue, and water extraction. Right now they're pulling out an iron rod, or hook if you will, and watch what they do with that rod across the rear section of the roof of that car. Another important thing that a truck company does every day is they go through their rig and check all the equipment, the V-posts now being cut. The tools are only as good as the people operating. By also checking in the mornings, they are able to make sure all fluid levels and all components that they need to perform this rescue are ready, available, and ready to go to work in a moment's notice. As you're watching this show on your lunch break, throughout the 5 boroughs of New York, this is going on for real, probably around 6 times right now live throughout New York. auto extrication calls. The Fdny does more auto extrication calls than any other fire department in the nation. When you think about the vast size of the 5 boroughs, they do the most of anything in the nation: fire suppression, fire rescue, high angle, and what you're witnessing now. They made a pinch in the back section of the roof. They took the O-cutters and made a bite on the right and left side. That's going to make this even easier yet to turn this into a converter. If this was a real fall, you might have 2 truck companies working together side by side. One working on the driver's side of the auto and the other on the passenger side, duplicating inconsistency throughout the extraction. Right now we're using obviously the one company that's a demonstration. Now cutting the B-post onto the passenger side of the auto. Think of this occupancy. They drive in front passenger seat, probably a toddler in the back seat holding the baby seat, or maybe 3 to 4 people in the back. Seatbelts are a must. They keep you from being accidentally auto-ejected out of the auto. Not wearing a seatbelt while a vehicle in motion, especially at high speed, increases the point of ejection. You can never stop forward motion of your body. Usually the result proves bigger. That's why we encourage seatbelts at all times. In any position where you sit inside an auto. Now they're cutting the hinges on the passenger door. Again, making almost 100% accessibility to this auto. Years ago, they used to use saws, and they still can. But since the pneumatic rescue tools had come into the game, such as the Jaws of Life, it has expedited the entire process of successfully gaining interior into the auto to remove the victims. The victims of this accident will be going to one of the many New York City trauma centers. Firefighter Soho now is going to be making a cut with his O-cutter into the A-post of the passenger side. See the rod laying across the roof of the car in the back? That's going to prove a critical point in a couple of minutes. 1, 2, 3. Instant convertible. Give truck company number 25 a hand there. 25 truck. Okay, take a look at what they did. Something that Volkswagen never thought of. We turned a hard roof into a convertible in a matter of a couple of minutes. Now, total accessibility to everybody who occupies that car is available, and they'll be quickly packaged. Continue to get their monitors of their vitals and everything else, and off to a trauma center they go. Motor vehicle auto extrication is what the demo was. We hope you enjoyed it. We remind you, it's Fire Prevention Week in all 50 states of this great nation. When you go home tonight, do yourself a solid. Check your fire detector, your smoke detector inside your house. Are the batteries working? Are there even batteries in it? If you have a fire extinguisher somewhere in your home,
okay, Fdny Ladder 25 doing an auto extrication here at Fire Prevention Week in New York City, 2016.
Or the white. It more than likely needs to be recharged. This is the calendar week out of the 52 we get every year to think, to reevaluate our property. Do we have a plan for rapid escape from our house? Not just for you, but everybody that lives inside that dwelling is taking it out. In a safe place to meet somewhere when you all get out. So accountability for them to make sure all of your loved ones are out and safe. So you got a little homework to do tonight on your lunch break. Check your fire extinguishers to make sure they're fully charged. Those of you who have them inside your homes or your garages. Okay. And also check your